If you will recall, the theme of Lent this year between His Excellency and I was to love our Lord more and more. And there was one particular thing getting in the way of that. It was described as a veil. Yesterday, the veil was sundered. So, clearly that means there is now nothing that separates us between our Lord and us. But yet, another scandal. The Romans have placed a boulder before the sepulchre in order so that no one may go and steal our Lord and then claim that he rose from the dead. So what are we to do? There was a boulder. That was the darkness. But now you see there is light. So, how was the boulder moved? That is the question. Who removed the final scandal? Well, if you'll recall, the altar boys represent the angels. And God has sent his angels to remove the final scandal, so there may be no separation between us and our Lord. And upon hearing this news, you have St. John the Beloved and St. Peter rush toward the sepulchre. And it is stated that St. John, due to his youth and his love, was able to approach the sepulchre before St. Peter. It is St. Augustine who compares the two of them, St. John the Beloved as the New Testament and St. Peter the Old, coming together to meet our Lord. But who enters first? Is it the one who arises first? No. It is St. Peter, the one of higher authority, the one who is to be the supreme pontiff here on earth. He enters first. And what do they find? Do they find our Lord? No. They find the angels. Just like today. Right now we are still in the vigil, still waiting to see our Lord again. We are in the sepulchre, but he is not here. Where has he absconded to? Where could he have gone? And how will we be able to recognize him? What if he looks different? We've never seen a man come back to life before. What if he's changed a little bit? Maybe his clothing is different. How are we to recognize him? Is it by his appearance, his clothing? Or perhaps God has already given us how we are to recognize our Lord. At Emmaus, two men find our Lord, but they do not recognize him. And they invite him over to their abode. There, our Lord does a very particular thing that allows them to recognize that he is Christ. Do you know what it may be? The fracturing of bread. Now, where is it that we see this fracture? It would be at the Mass. But does our Lord stay after the fracture? No. He fractures and then he is gone. Is the fracture the end of the Mass? Not quite. There is still more to come. We are still to keep this vigil until Easter Sunday, when we will be reunited with our Lord. No more scandals, no more veils, boulders, nothing. God has removed everything so that we, like St. John and St. Peter, may rush towards him and embrace him once again. That is what are we to do. There are many who seek to remove the vigil. They don't want to wait. It's terrible to opine for our Lord. It brings so much agony to know that he is risen, but we have not yet seen him again. But in just a few hours, we're to wait until we see him at the Mass. Not just at the fracture, but at the fullness and the completeness of the Mass. That is when we will see our Lord. That is when we shall be reunited with him at the Mass on Easter Sunday.